I will ask Dada to respond to that. Mr. Bhaumik, you heard Mr. Hangshing. Will you respond to the questions which he has raised?
In your program, Brijesh, I've said time and again before that I'm fully sympathetic and I've actually strongly advocated for tribal rights, especially 6th Schedule District Council. If Hansing is trying to teach me who are the militants, may I remind him that from the Chittagong Hill tracts of Bangladesh through Northeast up to, entire North Burma, I know every single insurgent group. I've visited their bases. He should go and ask his Kuki militants whether they know me. I've been to their camps. I've been to camps of Meitei militants inside Myanmar, in Sajid Tampak. So I don't need a damn certificate from this two-bit leader, okay? I exactly know insurgency in Northeast, and I've visited. Belatedly, I've been down with a surgery, so I've not been able to move around. But if he's trying to teach me insurgency in Northeast, I can take him right up to the Kachin Independence Army 2nd Brigade headquarters. If he can walk with me. He's a tribal, I hope he can walk with me. Okay? And then don't give me these lectures on insurgency. I exactly know who is militant, who is the insurgent organization, who is a collaborator, who is an overground worker, and who is what. Kukis, Nagas, he should go and ask Mr. Muiva how in 1986 I walked 180 kilometers to go to Upper Myanmar. Chuang Noknu is the place inside Sagaing. So I don't need a bloody lecture from this two-bit political leader who has erupted yesterday. Okay? I've been around in Northeast. I'm a boy of the Northeast. I know every single militant organization in this area. Number one. Aside, I'm a strong advocate of tribal rights. In my own state, though I'm a Bengali, I have always said tribals should get 6th Schedule District Council, and not just that. The dam that exists in Tripura, 10 megawatt dam, should be decommissioned, 46 square kilometers can be recovered, and this should be given out to the tribals because this is in the District Council. I fully admit that lack of autonomy and lack of grant of autonomy by the government in Manipur is the source of this problem. Also, I have strongly opposed this whole attempt to brand all cookies as poppy cultivators. If some of them cultivated poppy, it's because you can't do wet rice cultivation in the hills. So I know, I do rubber cultivation, I do spice. So Manipur government should actually go and offer the tribals who are in the hills different crops which can get them a reasonably good income. But to just call them poppy cultivator and demolish what they have and deprive of their livelihood is very, very unjust. Having said that, I exactly know who are the Kuki militants, who are the overground cultivators. I also know who are the Meitei militants and who are the people who have suddenly got weapons because some people in the police stations gave out weapons. The Assam Rifles has already recovered 500 of them. Okay. This is a blot on the face of Manipur police. Okay. As a professional, wait, let me finish. It's a blot on the face of Manipur police. If 500 weapons, which 488 have been recovered, have gone out into the hands of common people from the police stations, and obviously the police is ethnically divided, you're adding to a serious situation. But what I'm trying to say here is very clear. The SOO can only exist if there is a climate of peace and a climate of dialogue. At the moment, the army and the security forces need to be given a free hand. And I'm not saying cookies or Meiteis. Anybody with a gun making trouble, I would like to shoot them. I would like to shoot them.
Okay, Dada. That was a very robust analysis of the situation. Mr. Hangshing, would you like to respond to what Subir Bhaumik ji just said?
Am I done?
No, you are audible. Yeah. Can you please respond? Because
What was the question? I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
What were you saying? I didn't hear any word of it.
I'm saying that Subir Bhaumik ji is saying that he knows what he's talking about. He has spent all his life on the field. If you want, he can take you the entire conversation to exactly, who all are a militant organization and who all are working for who. And, he has been very, very sympathetic to the Kuki cause.
No, I never questioned him on that. I said
You
I
said that,
repeatedly
his
said,
bookish knowledge and all that. So now you respond to what he said.
well, I agree with whatever he said. In fact, he has taken the words of my own words, my own mouth. And I agree with him wholeheartedly on the second part of what he said. I objected only to his conclusion that the people who are firing right now are Kuki Sioux groups. That's what I said. The rest of what he says about tribal rights, I'm with him. I support him.
Okay, you
I
support him.
endorse whatever he said.
Okay, I'll go to Nabakishore ji, who has been listening patiently to this conversation. Nabakishore ji, Mr. Hangshing says that, and many other Kuki leaders make this allegation saying that, that basically when you talk of Imphal or when you talk of Manipur, basically it is all Meitei centric. They say that this is the concept of Manipur which they're talking about, and they pretend that Kukis don't exist, their demand don't exist, their concern don't exist. How do you respond to that?
Brijesh ji, before that, we have to understand this whole problem was created from Churchandpur, 3rd of May, right? We should know some of the very important historical piece of information. How this Churchandpur name came? The Churchandpur is majorly inhabited by Kuki brothers and sisters, right? That everyone has to accept, right? This Churchandpur is a place where our Maharaja Churchan, he gave this land to those Kuki immigrants or migrants came that time in afterwards the 18th century, okay, and they were given this place, Churchan, and then from his honor, to his honor, the name has been termed as Churchandpur. Now, the Meitei are always a peace lover. Meitei became Hinduism in 18th century, and we believe Atithi Deva Bhava, we believe Vasudeva Vaikuntham, the world is one family, okay, and this is what Meitei nature. And from that soil, from the Churchandpur, the violence, the attack happened to Meitei. And if you see Mr. Dr. Haukip, he also mentioned that the issues, mainly the Kuki people are upset from this eviction, where the Kuki people believe that they have been staying there for centuries and they have the land records. In that case, why they have not gone to the law of court that the government of Manipur's action on this eviction drive is illegal? If rather they have burned down the Meitei people. So this is a very systematic attack. And one more point. Now we talked about this separate administration, and also today news. Now Kuki militants, they are pressurizing to the government of India that the separate administration has been given. At the same time, few weeks back, if you look into that, there are 10 Kuki MLAs, they have signed to the government of India. They are also pressurizing for the separate administration for the Kukis. My question is, these 10 MLAs and is the Kuki militants, they are linked up? That's a big question. That has to be investigated. We are a peace lover, and every day there is an attack to the Meitei, innocent Meitei people. And I strongly oppose these words to Mr. W.L. Hansing that the Meiteis have been using weapon and attacking to the Kuki community. Please.
Well, in fact, I'll just bring in Dada into the picture over here. Dada, this is a very complex issue, and my biggest worry had also been these guns that are being circulated across various communities. There seems to be no control over these guns, and these guns are also seem to be funded with certain funds coming in from abuse of narcotic substances as well. It's like everything is feeding each other. There's a fund coming in, there is guns that are made available. The security forces, first, if we have to talk peace, I think the guns will have to first fall silent and the guns have to be given up by all communities. For that, trust should be first there among the communities for that to happen. But why is these fault lines still there? It is still burning. People are reluctant to give up their guns, whether it is the militants or on the other side. So who is keeping these fault lines ablaze?
The 488 guns which has been recovered are guns which went out of police armories. They were not funded by drug mafia or anything. Drug mafia funding guns, doing this, you know, it's possible, but in this case, these guns have a service markings. They went out of police station, which is why I'm saying repeatedly that Manipur police has covered its face with black tar as a professional force. They have not redeemed themselves. If these guns were going out, Manipur Meitei officers giving it to Meiteis. Now here I'm trying to correct Mr. Hansing, you know, because I know for a fact that the PLA and UNLF have not got involved in this fight. They have maintained the distance because they have a certain ideological height which they don't want to lower, because they want to say they fight for the whole independence of Manipur. So for them, Kuki, Naga, everybody is important. It's average Meiteis who might have got these guns, you know, the militant type, the hothead type, the young guys. And in these part of the world, firing guns, Hangshing was right. You know, tribals, they have guns. With hunting rifles, they are fighting the Burmese army in Myanmar. I've seen this happen with the Chins. And the Chins and the Kukis and the Mizos are the same ethnic group. So, you know, hunting rifle, keeping a rifle in the house, a good hunting rifle can bring down a bird. It can also, if it hits you here, can throw you unconscious, if not kill you. So what I'm trying to say is, a lot of people have weapons in Manipur, all communities, they do hunting. It's part of their, you know, the social image as well, as they say rightly, Hansing was right. The point here is, I'm worried about these service rifles. You know, why they went out of police armories. The police therefore has an explaining to do. And secondly, they landed, you know, when you talk of Meitei militants or any other like Naga militants, they have a certain command and control system. So they will go and kill people or shoot at people only when they've been told to do so. Otherwise, they will not do it. Like any police or army, they also have a command and control structure with a certain level of discipline. Trouble is, when normal boys, you know, the sort of toughies in the community, they start getting weapons because the police have given them weapons. They will not be restrained. They don't have any command and control. They are possibly some local club or something like that. Youngsters, you know, toughies who
But Dada, that makes it more dangerous, isn't it? That makes it more dangerous because you don't know which group has got what and what it will lead to as such, because it is going to be quite dangerous in the sense that anyone can create an incident. So first, what is the way to get rid of these guns from circulation?
Right. See, right, Brijesh, you know, you were talking of these groups. These groups are actually no groups. There's, you know, urchins who have got together, local toughies who have got together. This happens in any riot situation anywhere in India. जो मस्तान है, गुंडा है, वो आ जाता है. But the problem here is how to tackle it. Now, what the Assam Rifles doing, they're doing a great job. You know, they're doing combing operation, house to house in localities. It's a hell of a difficult job. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Moreover, intelligence is their problem because Assam Rifles is the central force. They do have some Meiteis, they do have some Kukis, because Assam Rifles take in a lot of people from Northeast, but they are a central force. They need the support of state intelligence. If the state intelligence is less than forthcoming, then you have a big trouble. But they are trying to make the best of a bad bargain. They are going around, they are trying to recover their guns. It's a very tough job. We don't even know. The Manipur police has still not made a clear assessment how many weapons have gone out of their armory. They are trying to play this whole thing down for obvious reasons, because the shit will hit the fan, or perhaps their own face, if they come out with all the data. But already some of these have been recovered, more should be recovered. Nobody who is not authorized to have a gun should have a gun at the moment. Bottom line is this: This is the golden rule of administration in a troubled conflict zone, is that those who are not authorized to have the guns, uniformed forces and all that, everybody else, even when there are riots, normal licensed rifle, don't you get an instruction from the local police who go out with mics? और अपना license हथियार थाने में जमा करवाओ. This
Yes.
happens everywhere. So why are these drills not done by the local police? Why the army has to go and hunt for these rifles house to house, house to house? Now some of these guys who got these weapons illegally may be afraid to go back and deposit them officially. But they can, under pressure, be pushed